Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Football Show with Man and Liv. I hope everyone's keeping well out there and you're still social distancing. Are you, Liv?
Yeah, definitely, of course I am.
What do you think? We're talking about second waves all over the country here, not all over the country but in different countries. It's going to be a worry for us, isn't it?
Well, from my opinion, I think everything's happening way too early. I think it's just, they've gone too fast and they need to slow down a bit in case.
Are you worried yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Because they've just gone too quick into it, like opening everything, and I just think it's way too early.
Now we've looked on social media as well, haven't we? And we've noticed there's coaches coming on there, putting messages on Twitter, social media and Facebook, you name it, talking about teams setting goals up and teams just playing football. How bad is that if it's you're not supposed to at the moment? I know it's only advisable, this is what the FA have told us, but that doesn't give the reason, well, we can have a football match here, let's practice, the games are coming up thick and fast, let's get the kids out playing. I'm worried about if the parents are giving it the go-ahead, have we just sort of said, no more social distancing. That's it, we're all back to normal. But we're not, we just said that, haven't we? And we're worried about, likes of other countries, likes of the countries who are now Germany, for instance.
Oh
They're
my
worried.
gosh, that was crazy, wasn't it? How, like, not even, they've got a bigger population than us and they're not even, the death rate isn't as high as what it is there than here. It's crazy, isn't it, when you look at statistics and all that?
I know, and then you start thinking, you know, you're just getting over it. Obviously, for yourself, you've been out of school, you've been in, what, 1 or 2 days, something like 5-10 minutes, just as we recapped the other day, catching up on your education. But do you have any feedback, do you have any discussions with any of the friends about it if you want to get back into school altogether now?
I think they're so fed up of it now that they just want to get going to school, but I think, as I said, it's way too early, I think, for stuff to be happening, and I don't know, just...
Well, we don't know how we'll handle it, because all over social media, let's get the football games on, teams are starting to play now, everyone's put it out their mind, we can play football. I think, you know, the FA have told it and advised, the government have advised and they're still advising us. You can, okay, mix with a couple of people now and again, go to the park, stay safe. It's not happening.
This is weird, and it's weird how, like, you can stay overnight, but how can you social distance when you're staying overnight in someone's house?
It is confusing.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's confusing. Now, we're talking, obviously, yourself, you just having a little kick around with what? Any coaches, anything like that, yourself, to keep yourself in trim? Are you having a go yourself? Or is it just, you're still worried?
Football, but obviously the worry's still there, but you just have to get over it, really, don't you, in a way? Like,
well, that's what people are doing, just putting it out their mind and just saying, right, I'm getting on with things. But the reason, when you realise COVID-19 is still around, is when you reach the supermarkets, the shops, and you're seeing everyone standing on these lines and the tapes and single files going in very slowly. It brings it back then, doesn't it?
It's definitely, like, it's just going, it's not as, like, important anymore, like, we've got the Black Lives Matter, and it's like, everyone's just completely forgot about COVID, they're not social distancing, they're doing the complete opposite to what they're supposed to be doing, which I think is a bit of it's a tricky one, really, but...
Well, everyone's forgot about Brexit. I mean, that's totally up the picture. That's amazing that no one is talking about it at all. So we're going into politics ourselves here, aren't we? But really, we should be talking about grassroots football in general. Now, we've always talked about, will respect go away when the games start up again? Touch wood, eventually they're going to start up again. Now, we go to touch lines, we look at the irate parents, everyone's being friendly all over social media, everyone's been sending messages, in other words, there's been no segregation of postcodes. People have been together, people have been talking to each other who don't even know, singing songs, people are all sharing, people are all liking it, they're all complete best friends. Suddenly, the games start again.
Yeah.
You put your referee kit on, you're expecting, oh, we're going to have a lovely time here now, everyone's going to be so friendly. Will they be friendly? Are you expecting people to be different on the touchlines when they all come back? This is mums, dads, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles. When they start shouting, or are they going to be allowed back on the touchlines?
It's going to be a weird one. I think they're going to be really competitive, I think, because, like, obviously we just had that massive break and they want to get back into it. But I think, yeah, they're definitely going to be more competitive and more more just into it, I think.
But it's the parents, isn't it? You know, if we
Yeah.
say, or they say, the FA and the county FAs turn around and say, sorry, no more crowds anymore, people are going to say, well, how can a certain person go and we can't? Because you'd have the DBS checks as well, aren't you? Safeguarding. And it says we don't want to leave kids on their own with all the coaches for obvious reasons, and, you know, safeguarding, you know, no disrespect to coaches out there, by the way.
Same with referees, like, if someone was injured, what are we going to do without, especially with minors, what are they going to do? Because we don't know much doing, so.
Well, and I'm saying, we don't know how they're going to plan it, and this is why maybe football may not be back. We put on the heading there, will it be back this season? We're talking about summer leagues, which have got a chance. We're talking about our coaching school, we're talking about, can we get these back in July, August?
Naughty, Mal, your phone's going off.
Oh, I know, but you know what the messages are like all the time to me. They go on, that's because you've lowered yours. Where have you got it? You're like this, aren't you? These kids
Mine's
today,
on the floor.
you know, and the technology is going, yeah, we're back up there. I know what they're like, but we're talking about parents coming back to grassroots football. Do you think they've learned a lesson about being shouted at the referee, verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, racist comments, bullying? Because if those parents are shouting verbal abuse at a young referee, at a senior referee, experienced referee, that is bullying the ref, isn't it?
Yeah,
As well.
and it affects them so much because, like, they go home that day and think, oh God, what have I done? What am I going to do? How can I fix it? What's going to happen if I need to ref them again? And so much thoughts just cross your mind and you think, oh God, should I just stop refing?
Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
about the phone call. You know, this is always the time. When we start a show on this Friday, because we've got the weekend, grassroots football coming back tomorrow, haven't we? No, we haven't, have we? Premier League started up, dear me. I apologise for my phone going, but someone knows I'm on live. That's what it is. We're on YouTube and we're getting the phone calls. But hey ho, it's nice to be popular, you know, Liv. It's nice to be popular.
Right, don't we put my phone on the desk?
No, Liv, just leave that off, you know, because I like the limelight, you know, that's me. My phone's going. More messages, please. Anyway, we're talking about, sorry Liv, yeah, sorry. We're talking about irate parents coming back to the game themselves. Now we asked all our coaches out there, all our managers. I was talking to one manager the other day, I had a great call with him, you know, a phone call, won't name at the moment, but they've adhered to all the rules, the regulations, what the FA are throwing at them, what the government are throwing at them. They've done everything by the book. They've just done coaching sessions with 5 kids, 1 coach, they've been putting it all on. And yet, they're telling me that they've looked at parks, they've looked at all these organisations, teams are playing football matches, parents are all there standing on the sidelines as if nothing has happened. And this is probably the big worry that we have coming up to the new season.
And this is why the second wave is going to come in. They're just ruining it for themselves, just going out, and then it's going to be longer now, because if we do get the second wave, it's going to be another lockdown, and it's going to be even more time without football.
But plus the fact, excuse me, if there's another lockdown, it's going to be, there'll be no furlough this side from the government, will there? People will just be, it's just going to be mayhem. So we just plead, myself and Liv, to everyone out there, as Liv's just pointed out, she's worried about a second wave coming. I think the majority of us are all worried about a second wave coming. We don't want it to happen. We just want to carry on. As I just said about the coach I was on the phone to, who really is worried about the second wave and has abided by it and is going to come in the studio. And the first things he said to me was, do you have all your hand gel? Do you have social distancing? Which, you know, we do here. Live, it's a community building, everyone's segregated. We've got plenty of room in here. We will have 1 or 2 guests in, you know, by the time in the reception area. Then they'll come in, do a little interview with us, and then, hey, hope they can have a mask on if they wish. But it's all about yourselves and the way you address COVID-19. But we're worried about a second wave starting. You can hear it all over the countries, all over different countries. You know, everyone's talking about the holidays. Will they be able to go away September, October, even July? We don't know, do we? Because you've got a holiday booked in October. Same as myself. You're going to
Budapest.
Fingers crossed. And we're talking about COVID-19 second wave. Maybe none of us are going, and we're talking about Turkey. We're not too sure. I've already had one 3-week holiday, which I still should have been there now. I'd have been coming back on a high. But no, we're in the studio, and thank you very, very much, Liv, for all your time and effort
No worries.
coming in.
It's fun.
And we've got, what have we been doing? Tell our viewers as well now.
Was it
Christmas.
Wednesday?
Yes.
We put the shelves up, so we're designing the office bit and ordering stuff and hopefully getting the office done to make it
And the
up to our
painting.
standards.
The
Yeah,
painting.
the painting man was busy on his ladder, because he's really small.
I thought it was high up in the football world, but no, I'm really small. Anyway, speak your mind, go on, Liv, tell them all. We've done a great job.
Yeah.
It's looking
definitely.
really, really good, isn't it? You know, and what we're going to do is film it when it's all finished, because you've been the main brains behind it. I'm leaving it to Liv to design it, because I think she's going to be a top designer. I can't speak highly enough.
A
of her.
designer, a ref, a physiotherapist,
Yeah.
what else, man?
Yeah, let's go fishing tomorrow. Let's see how good you are at fishing. Pool playing. I've heard all this. Really, really sport and orientated, aren't you? You're really into the sport, and
Try to be.
you try to be, but you've got to keep yourself, you know, you're looking for your future. You're trying to keep yourself motivated, because you've got mums, dads all out at work, and, you know, you worry about them. We worry about a second wave. As we say, there'll be no furlough. If that comes again, we'll all be struggling. We'll all be in the studio, lockdown again. We can't afford it. Let's just hope that everyone is listening to us out there, nodding their heads and saying, do you know what? Yes, they're right. Keep our distance. But then again, isn't it going to 1 metre in the shops again now?
Yeah.
So people will wipe it out. We're confused. Boris, let us know what's happening. And I know everyone's asking, social media, has Boris Johnson put anything up about grassroots football? Is that coming back? Well, we all know that the leagues are finished, don't we? What about, we talk about presentations. There's normally loads and loads of presentations now. I know I've done trophies for one Billy Vaughan, who still hasn't picked them up yet because he can't and doesn't know whether he's going to have a venue to go to, and he really wants to give these trophies out. And it's not just the likes of Billy, there's a lot of teams out there who really think that the kids deserve a trophy. And maybe not just what they've gone through in the first half of the season, but what the likes of yourself and everyone else has gone through with COVID-19. Listening to mums and dads, the government, staying at home, just playing in your gardens. None of us in our generations have ever been through that, so I've got to take my hat off to all you kids, everyone who has really abided by the situation. That's why you're probably all so safe. I know you all want to get back to school. Yeah, that is coming back. Well, you've had a really good holiday, and as we said on the other show the other day, when the government said you're on your summer holidays now, and after the summer holidays, we're looking about getting back to school. And you haven't been in school for how long? Is it 12 weeks?
Yeah, maybe even longer.
Dear me. So, you're eager to get back into refereeing, because you definitely told us the other day on the show, there's no way you're leaving that game, you know, and you probably pondered about your future, what you want to do, so you're still on course to become a referee, Liv?
Yes, definitely.
So,
just waiting for that call now to see if I can get up levels.
well, you will get, we all know, and you know, everyone who's watching in and you've refereed for in grassroots football, just know how good a referee, and you know you're determined to learn every day, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
And even when you're on the football pitch, you were learning, you were talking to the kids. What becoming a young referee has been most impressive to yourself or towards grassroots football? I know you've been through a few tough times yourself in grassroots football, which hopefully has all calmed down now, and it will when the game starts up again. Will you be nervous, do you think, when you go back and start again? Because it's like just starting up again as a young referee, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, especially starting like getting the first games, seeing the teams, thinking, ooh, is this going to be a good one, or what's going to happen because I've not refed in a while, are the kids are they going to like just keep arguing me, the parents even, because are they going to get more competitive, as we said before. It's just one of them, isn't it? It's just the nerves that you get before games, but...
So a massive message to all irate parents, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, you name it, even the kids themselves from the touchlines. If you're allowed back into grassroots football for any reason whatsoever, because we know Jeffrey Humble, they've got turnstiles. We know there's grass football where people just turn up to the parks. and that's a free-for-all. I don't know how they could keep parents away and social distance, because if your kid's playing football, people want to watch them. I'm not standing near them. It's like when we got smoking on touchlines.
Yeah.
They're going out and saying, yeah, it's banned, I'm not going to see you anyway. They don't respect, a lot of them don't respect. Majority hopefully will respect whatever comes in grassroots football and listen to the organisations, the likes of the Jeffrey Humble, what the system they've got in. We'll have to try, I'm not too sure whether they're even open, because we know gyms are open soon, but outside gyms, not indoor gyms.
I'm not sure. I've seen a few outside gyms anyway, when walking the dogs. You see like groups of people just exercising. So.
Yeah, and they are chocolate, aren't they? But
Yeah.
maybe one thing has happened, because a lot more people did come out to exercise, didn't they? A lot more people, because they were cooped up for weeks and weeks, and some are still cooped up and some are very nervous about going out now. So, you know, we've got to take that into perspective and realise that people are still worried about COVID-19, and especially grassroots football. It's not the be-all and end-all football, is it? You know, because lives do matter, and what we do need is people to really be safe, still go home. When they go out, realise we're seeing more and more masks, something that we didn't see in our childhood days. You're seeing that, and something that I saw in China going back years ago, and it was all for the smog, it was all for the mist, and I looked and they were all walking around with these masks on, and I always said, not in a million years would I wear a mask walking around, but no one expected what we got.
Compulsory now, isn't it?
Well, it is compulsory on the public transport, trains, yeah, and to be honest, I was driving home the other day and I looked at this public transport bus turning around, and there was a woman looking at me with no mask on, and I thought to myself, I thought that was compulsory really, and I just thought, people are just going to bend the rules regardless, and I'm hoping it doesn't cause murder, mayhem on the streets, people saying put your mask on, keep away from me. It could happen, and that is a massive, massive worry, and that could then turn up in grassroots football. But I can imagine the county FAs, the FA, the Premier League, everyone who deals with grassroots football and grassroots organisations themselves are worried about how we're going to social distance when it comes to games being played again. Fantastic, the Premier League were all, I'm enjoying them. We didn't really enjoy the derby, did we?
It's a boring game.
Yeah, we weren't far off where we both went 2-1 opposite, but then it went to a boring game. Maybe the rest of the country was saying the same, but I'm finding quite a few teams, I can't get into it. Football has changed and is going to change quite a lot, and the Premier League has given us guidelines into that when we're watching it. So what do you think, you know, the derby, it's not a derby that you were used to, what you liked, and the football-wise, the tackles, didn't see it, did we?
There's just nothing in it. It's not,
It's easy to pass a ball around, isn't it, and stand
Yeah.
away and people not challenging. That's the way it's happening. But you see better games on Sunday League, didn't you? know?
Yeah, by far. Like you can see, like the professional players making mistakes. I know at one point one of the players literally hoofed it and it just went out, and it was like a waste of time. It's like, is that the crowd's fault? Is it like having no crowd? What is it that's actually making them?
Yeah, because we're the fans, aren't we? And we're not
Yeah.
enjoying it. But professional footballers who are used to playing in front of thousands and thousands, it could affect their game as well. We're not taking that. We're not understanding that part of it. But they're all saying the professional footballers, that's their job. They can just go out and play a game. But then again, I must admit, I must look at Manchester City, who haven't really played anyone yet. And I think, well, that's my honest opinion anyway. They've got to play the Red Boys, haven't they? They've got to play Liverpool. And I know you're not predicting them, but come on, you know, will these games get tougher, or will they just cancel themselves out again and not go into tackles because the crowds aren't there, are they?
Yeah, they're just not getting that motivation, are they?
No. Well, we've come to the end of another show, Viv. Where did you get Viv from, Liv?
I don't have a clue.
Anyway, we've come to the end of another show. It's been great having you in the studio yet again. Obviously, we're waiting to plan and do some programmes together and find out, and we get guests in, and you can ask the managers, the referees, all the questions as well, because I know you've got a book now, put all your questions down, haven't you? And it just comes, and we'll have young referees in as well, because you'll be in your element now, won't you? That's when I'll be told to shut up and you get on with all the questions.
I know you do talk quite a bit, don't you, Mal?
Yeah, well I've got to, haven't I, Liv? Because you're just sitting there laughing at me, aren't you? No, well it's lovely being having you on the show yet again. But we'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. So, from myself, Madeline, and all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme, including
Me?
including me, we'll see you again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And you might just see Liv Saturday or Sunday. Who knows? Have a great night, put your feet up, relax, and please be safe. Good night, God bless.